In a new wave of controversy surrounding the British royal family, recent video footage has once again brought into question Meghan Markle's adherence to long-standing royal protocols. The evidence, which documents her behavior during her first engagement with the late Queen, has sparked a detailed investigation into whether these actions constitute a deliberate disregard for traditions that have long underpinned the monarchy's dignity. The footage reveals a series of actions that deviate sharply from established protocol. Notably, Meghan Markle is seen walking ahead of the late Queen by a lake, an act that directly contravenes the expected behavior for a guest in her position. Furthermore, despite explicit instructions from the late Queen's attendant, specifically a request to wear a hat, the Duchess of Sussex chose to forego this detail, thereby drawing further scrutiny. The combination of these actions, while seemingly minor in isolation, collectively suggests a pattern of behavior that has significant implications. Analysis by the investigative commentator P. Diner underscores the gravity of these deviations. P. Diner asserts that Meghan's actions were not accidental or trivial, but rather a clear signal of her reluctance to abide by the protocols that come with her role in the royal family. When one refuses even the simplest instructions, P. Diner explains, it speaks volumes about the underlying attitude. If you are unwilling to follow these small, yet significant, rules, it is indicative of a broader reluctance to respect established traditions. According to this perspective, the disregard shown on that day points to an inherent defiance, a desire to operate on one's own terms rather than conform to the expectations associated with marrying into a venerable institution. The incident also casts a spotlight on the dynamics within the royal household. Royal protocol is not merely ceremonial, it embodies a tradition that has long been integral to the dignity of the monarchy. During the engagement, Meghan was guided at every step by seasoned aides. Lip-reading experts have since revealed that clear verbal instructions were exchanged between royal staff and Meghan. In one instance, an aide was heard instructing her to walk in a particular manner, yet she chose to proceed independently, dismissing the guidance offered. Additionally, there was a moment involving the handling of flowers, a symbolic act governed by strict protocol. When offered flowers intended for the late Queen, protocol required that they be passed on to a personal secretary for proper display and security checks. Meghan's decision to hold on to the flowers instead further underscored the deviation from standard procedures. These actions have led some analysts to speculate on their broader implications. By flouting the established protocols, Meghan appears to have signaled her unwillingness to conform fully to the customs of the royal family, a move that, according to some, could be interpreted as a calculated effort to carve out a distinct personal brand. This interpretation is further bolstered by the observation that her conduct during the engagement might have been part of a broader strategy to leverage her exposure for future personal endeavors. It is argued that, from the very outset, Meghan's approach suggested that she viewed her position as a stepping stone rather than a lifelong commitment to the traditions of the monarchy. The implications of such behavior extend beyond ceremonial missteps. Observers note that the manner in which Meghan handled the situation not only impacted her own public image but also cast a shadow on Prince Harry, her husband. The suggestion is that if she cannot adhere to simple instructions and respect time-honored traditions, it raises concerns about the broader influence such behavior might have on their marriage and on the royal institution as a whole. In a climate where public trust and respect for the monarchy are paramount, these actions risk eroding the very foundations of the institution's dignity. Beyond the specifics of the incident, the broader media narrative has played a crucial role in shaping public perception. Prominent media outlets and commentators have dissected the episode, offering varied interpretations that reflect the polarized views surrounding Meghan Markle. Some voices in the media have questioned whether the incident was a genuine breach of protocol or merely an unfortunate misunderstanding. However, the weight of evidence, bolstered by detailed accounts from royal insiders and experts, points to a consistent pattern of behavior that is difficult to dismiss as mere oversight. Among the tools employed to counter perceived media bias is the platform Ground News. This service has been highlighted for its approach to breaking down news coverage by political leaning, offering users a way to analyze the narrative from multiple perspectives. For example, while some outlets such as Newsmax and GB News presented Meghan's actions in a straightforward manner, others from more left-leaning publications painted a different picture, sometimes downplaying the gravity of the breach. The ability to see how each source frames the story has provided the public with a broader context, reinforcing the need for objective analysis in an era marked by polarized media narratives. Public surveys further underscore the divisive nature of Meghan Markle's public persona. In recent polls that ranked celebrities by their favorability ratings, notable figures such as Morgan Freeman, Denzel Washington, and Keanu Reeves emerged as the most beloved, while Meghan was listed among those with more controversial public perceptions. This disparity has fueled debates over whether her actions represent a personal failing or are merely the product of an exaggerated narrative constructed by the media and critics alike. For many observers, the incident is emblematic of a deeper issue. It is not merely about a hat or a set of flowers, it is about a willingness to eschew centuries-old traditions in favor of personal ambition. This fundamental divergence from royal expectations has not only sparked criticism but has also prompted a broader discussion about what it means to be part of a modern monarchy. Adherence to protocol, in this view, is a matter of respect for the institution, for its history, and for the individuals who have dedicated their lives to upholding its values. As this investigation draws to a close, the evidence suggests that the actions observed during that engagement are indicative of a broader pattern of behavior. Meghan Markle's apparent refusal to follow simple yet significant instructions has raised serious questions about her commitment to the traditions of the royal family. This behavior, when viewed in conjunction with her subsequent public statements and actions, appears to confirm the concerns that have been expressed by insiders and commentators alike. The impact of these actions is multifaceted. On one level, there is the immediate question of personal respect and decorum, qualities that are expected not only of those who marry into the royal family but of anyone in a position of public trust. On another level, there is the long-term implication for the institution of the monarchy. A royal family that is perceived as being unable to enforce or adhere to its own traditions risks undermining its legitimacy and the public's trust. Ultimately, this investigation underscores the critical importance of protocol and respect within the royal framework. The events captured on video, the subsequent analysis by experts like P. Diner, and the broader media scrutiny all converge on a single conclusion: that the actions taken during that engagement were not isolated lapses, but rather part of a pattern that has significant implications for the royal family. For Prince Harry, who has faced his own share of challenges and public scrutiny, the repercussions of these actions may prove particularly profound. In closing, the significance of adhering to established protocols cannot be overstated. Whether viewed as a matter of personal conduct or as an essential element of institutional integrity, the principles underlying royal protocol remain as relevant today as they have been for generations. As the public continues to watch these events unfold, it becomes increasingly clear that objective, informed analysis is essential in separating fact from narrative. For those seeking a balanced perspective on these matters, platforms like Ground News offer a way to cut through the noise and assess the facts independently. In a time when public discourse is often clouded by sensationalism and polarized opinions, this investigation serves as a reminder that respect for tradition and adherence to established norms are fundamental to maintaining the dignity and trust that the monarchy, and indeed any public institution, requires. The implications of this incident extend far beyond a single engagement. They touch on the very heart of what it means to serve a royal institution with honor and respect. As the debate continues, one thing remains clear: the adherence to royal protocol is not a trivial matter, but a cornerstone of the traditions that have long defined the British monarchy.